first, we want to start with a story that has really been making headlines and making waves. And it's interesting because I know the person involved, and it's tough to kind of report on these things, especially when you know the person. Okay, so I'm talking about entertainment mogul Tyler Perry. Tyler has been accused of SA. Okay, and I want to bring in Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. He's the CEO of Hollywood Unlocked. Jason, good morning. We'll get to Jason in just a minute, but first, here's the report from ABC. Watch.
Tyler Perry tonight facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by an actor who claims years of sexual harassment. The lawsuit, asking for $260 million, was filed by actor Derek Dixon, who was part of the BET series The Oval. The complaint says Perry has been using his power to, among other things, sexually assaulting impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors. Perry's lawyer released a statement tonight saying he will not be shaken down and called them fabricated claims of harassment.
Okay, $260 million. Here's the headline from some of the tabloids. I believe this one is from, I'm not sure if it's from TMZ or whatever, but this is from, where is this?
Hollywood Reporter.
Hollywood Reporter. Tyler Perry sued for alleged sexual assault, battery by Oval actor Derek Dixon, an actor. Some of the mogul's production claims Perry repeatedly made unwanted sexual advances. A lawyer for Perry said the filmmaker is being shaken down, and it goes on to report what it is. There are text messages that are listed. Hollywood Unlocked and Jason Lee, you better bet, is following this story. Jason, I read the text messages. Is there any there? First of all, good morning. Thank you for joining. So what is going on here?
Good morning. Listen, everybody that knows me that's been following my brand from day one knows that I don't have a problem spilling anybody's tea if I have to. Tyler Perry, who I don't consider a friend, that I do know, $260 million for allegedly SAing somebody who is an unknown actor that none of us have heard of until today, at least myself, is a reach. I looked at the text messages line by line. I don't see any rejection, if these are even text messages, because they haven't been substantiated yet as far as being true text messages. I don't see any message in there where there's where the person is making any claims of feeling a certain way or asking Mr. Perry not to behave in a certain way. I see jokes, friendly exchanges on both sides. And then knowing Tyler, having texted him a couple times, the misspellings on the alleged Tyler text doesn't give me that these are actually real. So I don't know even what we're talking about, other than now Tyler's name is splashed across every platform with these accusations. And you know how Google does, it rises to the top. And, the climate of culture, cancel culture that we live in right now, this to me screams money grab.
Yeah, this is as you said, it's across everywhere. This is the New York Times, and when the New York Times start reporting something, it's huge, right? And you have the Hollywood Reporter. And look, I don't know what happened, but I read those text messages, Jason, and I have to tell you, is there something? There's got to be something else. If this guy is asking for $260 million, because in those text messages, I don't see a thing that is even remotely worth $260,000 or even going to court over some text messages that are there. Good. Sorry, Jason.
Here's what people need to understand how this all works, right? There's this new thing happening. We've seen it with multiple celebrities. And listen, I'm not a celebrity by any measure. I'm a public figure, and I've had people try to get close to me and then try to extort me for money and ask me for opportunities, because I don't give them what they want. Tyler Perry is one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. I believe he's a billionaire. This is Oprah and Gail's bestie, but more importantly, he is the man of opportunity, because he can change your life with a role. And he's changed many people's lives, and I'm sure rightfully so, by giving them an opportunity that they've earned. I don't know this individual, and I don't want to attack the person's character, but what I will say is that there's this new world happening that people don't know about. The Hollywood Reporter, let's use them as an example, or Hollywood Unlocked. We're a part of what's called a syndication network. So when we write a story, it may go to our 3.7 million followers or 8 million followers within our ecosystem, but it's in a syndication network, which means it gets picked up by everybody else and they syndicated across every platform and goes to millions and millions of viewers. The second thing is you can file a lawsuit and say everything in a lawsuit that you can't say directly online and avoid being held accountable for defamation of character, because the lawsuit told everybody what you allegedly did, not you. So you absolve yourself of accountability. This person can go and resolve this lawsuit by withdrawing it, and Tyler Perry's name would already be out in the court of cancel culture, regardless of whether he did it or not. So Tyler's been put in a very unfortunate situation. And this is why I say there needs to be some type of laws where people make claims that are not found to be true or that are found to be fake, where they need to be prosecuted or have some type of penalty. Because at this point, Ronald McDonald could come forward and say Tyler rubbed his leg and offered him a roll in the Oval, and people will believe it. And, you know, it is what it is. Just another day at work.
Look, this is also, you know, this started, look, this is as old as Hollywood, right? This is as old as, you know, the world, that people have been accused of these things. But if you want to, you know, let's just start from the Me Too movement, which is a legitimate movement. But there are people who, and don't get me wrong, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. And so when I look at this, I look at everything with a sort of critical eye. And I'm like, well, okay, someone rubbed your leg, whatever, that should not happen. But not everything is life altering and life changing. Okay. And if Tyler Perry is guilty of this, okay, fine, then he should. And I think Tyler would be the first person to say I should suffer the consequences. But I don't see anything in those text messages. I don't see anything in this lawsuit that rises to the level of a $260 million harassment claim that someone should even take to court. I would be surprised that this would even, that it's going to stand in court. Now, I do know Tyler. Tyler and I aren't best friends. We are friendly. We've been more friendly. We've been friendlier in the past, but I have not been able to speak to him in quite some time because he's busy. I'm busy. But I will tell you that Tyler is a nice person. He is very playful in texts, you know, haha, whatever, how you doing? And if you get to know him, he's just a very playful person. And those text messages to me speak to someone who thought they had someone's confidence. He was joking around with them, and he thought that they were friends. I will also say that, look, I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but Tyler is a humanitarian. He does help a lot of people. And he said at the BET Awards, I have made more Black millionaires maybe than anyone in history. Okay. Look, can you separate those things? Yes. But what people should know is that when you're in this position, when you're in these positions, you are a target. And there have been rumors about Tyler, and there's rumors about everybody. Who knows what's true and who knows what's not? I don't care. I don't care what Tyler is. I don't whatever. I'm not in his bedroom. I'm not in his business. But I will tell you, just looking at this lawsuit, Jason, I don't know. I mean, $260 million. Like, come on now.
Listen, Don, let me just cut straight to it. I know I recently have been getting to know Tyler, and because we wanted to honor him this year at my award show, which we're honoring you, by the way. We acknowledge people who are driving the culture and who are having an impact beyond their talent. Tyler does a lot for the Black community, for everybody, not only just as a humanitarian. Just to think, even when Whitney Houston died, he put her body on his jet and flew her home to her family. That's the type of person Tyler is. I have found him to be very professional, also very respectful. Now, that's not to say that nothing could happen, but let's like unpack this a little bit. None of us have ever heard from Tyler Perry's lips that he was gay. So this is also an attempt to out him and an attempt to embarrass him. And most celebrities who don't have the resources will fold under the pressure because they just want the headline to go away. I got a call yesterday, and I haven't said this thing, but I got a call yesterday from Johnny Gill, who was frustrated at this person who's online claiming that they saw him kissing Eddie Murphy. And he's like, first of all, this has never happened. This is crazy. And he went on and on and on about the rumors that he's been fighting for years and how he wants to defend himself. And what Johnny was asking was, how do I even defend myself? You can't defend yourself with the internet. The internet has its own life. Here's the deal. Don, let me just say this. If I tell somebody right now in the DM, which I probably have, yo, you're fine as shit. I want to sleep with you. Where is that worth $260 million? I'm a single man. Men walk up to women in the club every day and say, hey, I want to sleep with you. And women have the right to say no. In this case, those text messages don't say no. And it don't say that he's done anything to go beyond the scope of being interested in another person. So I'm confused.
I am confused too. And I will say, obviously innocent until proven guilty. And this will all be played out in the courtroom. But I do have to say that if someone like Tyler Perry, who has the means, or as we say in the community, Tyler has long money, right? Money. And if Tyler wanted this to go away, it would go away. We would not hear peep. So for Tyler to say, no, you are not going to extort me, or you are not going to get any of my money, speaks volumes about, I believe, the viability of this case and how this will possibly play out. Because if he wanted to go away, trust me, he could make it go away, and he has not done that. Do you think I'm wrong?
1000%. I have Don. I went on Facebook yesterday. There's so many memes about this. There's so many fake stories about it. There's so many salacious things driving clicks because people are making money from it. Yes, Tyler can make this go away. I saw a picture of Tyler Perry on a yacht with my friend Brian Tanaka, who's the ex of Mariah Carey. Just a photo saying Tyler on the boat with Mariah Carey's ex. They then tried to turn that into a story that they're now in a relationship. So this again is a part, I think, of a bigger propaganda thing against Tyler. But I do want to go on to say, and this is somebody who's been molested, and thank you for sharing your own survival story, because when you've been taken advantage of, you do look at things through a more critical lens and you want to defend people. I support anybody who's been a victim or survivor of being assaulted. But I will say that there's a lot of BS out there, and I do believe those people are the ones ruining it for the real victims and should be held accountable, including this person.
Look, I didn't quite get my point across earlier because it's early and I kind of lost my train of thought. But the Me Too movement has been good for many reasons, but also people have taken advantage of the Me Too movement and they want their Me Too money, right? They use the Me Too. They think that they're going to embarrass someone who is either a celebrity or wealthy, and they will just get paid to go away. They will file lawsuits, and then the lawyers who are the ambulance chasers will be like, oh, this is a money grab. We can get some money because Tyler's not going to want this headline. Jason's not going to want these headlines. Don's not going to want these headlines. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'll take the headlines. You are not getting my money. I will take you all the way to court till the very end to prove my innocence. But that's just me. But people are taking advantage, and it's doing a disservice to the Me Too movement and to the, I believe, the legitimate victims of SA.
Well, and the Men Too movement. See, where the Me Too movement failed is there is a Men Too movement that never happened because men are victims of sexual assault and molest and other things. And so their voices need to be elevated. But let me tell you something. You said, I don't want it. I welcome somebody to try me. I will drag you to the gates of hell, introduce you to the devil, spit in your face, and bring you back to heaven, where I will bless you with the biggest reading lawsuit and ass whooping that you will ever get. Fuck around and find out is the definition of this face. Don, I'm with all the smoke, even though I'm an elected official and I'm trying to change my community and I am making changes. What doesn't change with me is I'm with all the bullshit if that's what you want to try to do. They picked the right people. Tyler is a big giant, a jovial giant. He's a great man and he stays out the way and he minds his business, unless you're Monique, of course, and she's bitter and sad anyway.
Yeah,
but
I know.
When it comes to Tyler, he's not one to be in the news defending himself. So I do want to applaud Tyler for taking this moment to say, nah, I'm standing my ground and I'm not going to let you bully me and I'm going to keep my coins, period.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, look, what's between, I've spoken to Monique or whatever, what's between Monique and Tyler, that's their business. And I feel bad having to, it hurt. Look, this is a tough thing. Jason, as you know, this is a business that we're in and we have to be critical of everything. And so, you have to interview people, you have to do stories on them. That doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with the stories of the person that you're interviewing. So it's been really tough. And I think it's been really tough because, Monique was out there saying things about Tyler and Oprah, and I interviewed it. I wanted to know, and I'm sure they don't like that I reported on it, but that's, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, but when Monique told Tyler and Oprah to suck her dick, I mean, you don't
That's
even
bad.
have a dick.
That's not good.
You don't even have a dick, and if you do have a dick, that's the headline. Let's talk about that. How big is it, Monique? Shit, come on. Is it on OnlyFans, Monique? What the fuck?
Yeah. You are full. So Jason, anyway, so here's what I have to say. I don't know what's going on. I'm not in it. Tyler, I wish you well. I wish this person well, whatever he needs, if he needs, whatever help he needs, right? I believe in taking care of yourself. Then you get that, sir. But I do have to say, I'm a Tyler Perry stan on this. Okay. That's all I have to say. And, my brother, Tyler, do your thing. I looked at all of the text messages. Look, these are some of the text messages. Let's put them up real quick before we go to our ad break. Like, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Nice picture. Great, amazing, whatever. You don't see a stud in that nice
I
picture.
see a stud in the picture with calm water. Next slide.
Yes. I mean, who cares, right? And I'd be like, if he texted me that, I'd be like, all right, I see you, Tyler. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And so that's if you are a genuine person and you're not out trying to get some money. But anyway, you have a really fresh voice and take on things or whatever. And he's telling them about an actor, and he's trying to. It appears to me he's trying to help this person. And guess what, though? What if he is flirting? I don't know.
That last slide, go back. He says, here's my feedback. Tyler Perry's giving you feedback on your creative project and saying, I see the characters. I don't see it from my audience, but let me help you.
Right.
But this is what happens when you try to help the homeless. You know, the homeless sexuals that are running around looking for a place to live because rent is not cheap and their roommates are just beyond capacity. You got to be careful with a cute face, some abs, and a little bit of talent. Tyler has put on a lot of people that may not have the best talent, because we've seen some of the actors in some of the roles, and some could say maybe they got it because they're a cute face. I don't know. Look,
but isn't that what Hollywood is about? I mean,
yes. And I don't see any there. I'm still looking for the thing that says, can I fuck? And if I can't, you're not getting this opportunity. That's the there that Me Too is built on. Where is that here?
I don't see it.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.